If you've been studying English for months, maybe years, and you still freeze when someone speaks to you, this video will change everything. I'm going to show you a method so simple you'll wonder why no one taught you this before. It uses your sleep, your mornings, and just 5 minutes a day. No apps, no pressure, just results. This is English Learning Radio. I'm Stacy, and tonight, your English journey gets easier. Chapter 1. The Night You Stop Fighting. Section 1. The Confession. You're lying in bed right now. Maybe your phone is in your hand. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're wondering if you'll ever sound confident in English. I need to tell you something. You're not broken, but your method is. You've tried everything to learn English. Apps that promised fluency in 3 months, classes where you sat in the back, afraid to speak, YouTube videos at double speed because you thought faster meant better. But every night you close your eyes feeling the same, stuck. Not stupid, just stuck. And it's exhausting, isn't it? You study hard during the day, you write down words, you repeat sentences, you feel like maybe, finally, you're getting somewhere. Then morning comes. You try to remember what you learned yesterday, and it's gone, or blurry, or mixed up with 10 other things you tried to memorize. So you start again. New app, new method, new promise, same result. Your eyes are tired, your head feels heavy, your room is quiet, and somewhere in that quiet, there's a question you don't want to ask out loud. Will I ever get this? Let me tell you what nobody else will. The problem isn't your brain. Your brain is incredible. It learned your native language without a textbook. It learned to walk, to read, to recognize faces, to feel music. Your brain isn't the problem. Your approach is. You've been taught that learning English requires force, discipline, hours of focus, grinding through grammar rules and vocabulary lists like you're preparing for war. And maybe that works for some people, but for you, it's killing your progress. Because here's the truth. Your brain doesn't learn under pressure. It learns under patterns. It learns through repetition. It learns when you're calm, not when you're stressed. Think about how you learned your favorite song. You didn't study the lyrics line by line. You didn't translate every word. You just listened, over and over, until one day you were singing along without even thinking about it. That's how your brain actually works. And tonight, something changes. What if I told you there's a way to learn English that doesn't require willpower, that doesn't drain your energy, that happens while you sleep and takes only 5 minutes when you wake up? What if the problem wasn't your intelligence, but the fact that you've been fighting your brain instead of working with it? What if learning English could feel easy? Not fast, not magic, but easy. Natural, like listening to rain until you fall asleep. Tonight, you stop fighting. Tonight, you start flowing. Chapter 2. Why your brain fights English and how to stop. Section 1. The panic mode problem. Every time you pause a video to translate a word, your brain screams. Every time you rewind because you didn't understand, your confidence drops. This isn't learning. This is survival mode. Let me explain what's happening inside your head. When you try to learn fast, your brain enters panic mode. It's like running a marathon every day. You're exhausted, not effective. Your brain treats English like a threat, something to survive, not enjoy. And that's the problem. Because learning English isn't like running a race, It's like building muscle. Growth doesn't happen when you're lifting the weight. It happens when you rest, when your body repairs itself, when the pressure is off. Your brain works the same way. It doesn't absorb language when you're stressed. It absorbs language when you're calm, when you're relaxed, when you're not trying so hard. This is called relaxed repetition. It's not about studying more. It's about letting your brain process patterns without panic, without performance pressure, without the fear of making mistakes. Your brain doesn't hate English. It hates pressure. So what if we removed the pressure completely? What if we let your brain do what it does best? Recognize patterns, absorb rhythms, build connections without forcing it. That's where everything changes. Section 2. The Science of Slow. Think about your favorite English song. You probably sang it before you knew what every word meant. That's not cheating. That's how language actually enters your brain. Your brain learns patterns, not words. When you hear the same sentence slowly, multiple times, your brain starts to recognize shapes, sounds, rhythms. It's not translating, it's absorbing. Compare it to learning a song. You don't translate lyrics, you absorb melody. You feel the rhythm. Then, one day, you're singing without thinking. That's pattern recognition. That's how babies learn. That's how your brain is designed to work. Babies don't study grammar. They listen. They repeat. They absorb. And slowly, over time, language becomes automatic. This is why shadowing works. Shadowing is when you listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately, like an echo. You're not thinking about grammar. You're matching sounds, copying rhythms, letting your mouth learn the shapes of English. Polyglots use this method. Language experts use this method. And now you will too. You don't need to understand every word. You need to hear patterns until they feel familiar, until your brain stops translating and starts recognizing. That's the science of slow, and it works. Chapter 3. The Method, Sleep Learning and Shadowing. Section 1. What this actually means. Imagine this. No textbooks open, no bright screens. Just your pillow, darkness, and soft English sentences floating into your mind while you dream. Sounds impossible? It's not. It's science. Sleep learning doesn't mean you'll wake up fluent. It means your brain processes English while you rest. No effort, no stress, just exposure. Let me explain how it works. Before you sleep, you play slow English audio. A1 or A2 level, simple sentences, clear voice. You play it at low volume, so low it's almost background noise. You're not trying to study it, you're not trying to memorize it, you're just letting it play as you drift off. Your conscious mind shuts down, but your subconscious keeps working. It hears the rhythm of English, the intonation, the melody of sentences. It doesn't translate, it absorbs, like how you hear your native language in dreams without thinking about it. That's step 1. Your brain is primed, softened, ready. Then, when you wake up, step 2 begins. You play the same audio again, but this time you're awake. You listen to each sentence, and then you repeat it, softly, like an echo. This is called shadowing. You're not translating, you're copying sounds, matching rhythm, letting your mouth practice the shapes of English words. Your brain already heard these sentences while you slept. Now you're activating them. This combination, sleep priming plus shadowing, is powerful. Sleep learning plants the seeds. Shadowing makes them grow. Simple tools, powerful results. Let me show you how someone just like you used this. Section 2. Meet Kaito. Kaito's English teacher once told him, "You'll never sound natural." That sentence lived in his chest for 3 years, until the night he stopped caring about perfection and started caring about patterns. Kaito was 28. He worked in a factory, 10-hour shifts, tired hands, tired mind. He dreamed of better English, but after work he had no energy. He tried apps for 6 months, Duolingo, Memrise, Babbel. He learned words, he forgot them. He felt ashamed in basic conversations. Then he discovered this method. First night, he played A1 level sentences on repeat. Short, simple, clear. I wake up at 7. I drink coffee. I go to work. He didn't understand half of them. Didn't matter. He slept. Next morning, he shadowed those same sentences. His mouth felt clumsy. His pronunciation was terrible, but he kept going. 5 minutes. That's all. After 1 week, something changed. Certain phrases felt familiar. I wake up at 7 didn't sound foreign anymore. It sounded normal, like something his brain recognized. After 1 month, he could shadow full sentences without thinking. His mouth moved automatically. He wasn't translating, he was echoing. Then came the moment. A tourist asked him for directions. Kaito's heart jumped. But then words came out. Smooth, natural, not perfect, but confident. The tourist smiled, said thank you, walked away. Kaito stood there, surprised at himself. He didn't become perfect, he became confident. And that changed everything. Chapter 4. How to Start Tonight. Section 1. Your first sleep session. You've spent years trying to force English into your brain during the day. Tonight, you let it slip in while you're not even trying. That's the magic. Tonight, before you sleep, find a slow English listening audio, A1 or A2 level, short sentences, clear voice. Play it on low volume. You shouldn't strain to hear it. Let it be background noise, like rain. Don't try to understand. Don't translate. Don't stress. Just let it play as you drift off. What if I can't sleep with noise? Start with 10 minutes. Your brain will adjust. Some people fall asleep faster with soft sounds. Others need silence first, then add audio later. There's no wrong way. This isn't study time. This is rest time. You're planting seeds while you sleep, nothing more. When you wake up, step 2 begins. Section 2. Your first shadowing practice. The first time Kaito shadowed a sentence, he laughed. He sounded nothing like the audio, but he kept going. By day 4, his mouth moved before his brain did. That's when he knew it was working. When you wake up, play the same audio. This time, listen actively. After each sentence, pause and repeat it quietly. Don't worry about perfection. Match the rhythm, the melody, the sounds. You're not translating, you're becoming an echo. Listen to the same 5 sentences for 5 days. Yes, the same ones. Repetition is how patterns become automatic. It feels boring at first, but boring is good. Boring means your brain is absorbing without resistance. Your mouth will feel clumsy. That's normal. Every fluent speaker started here. Your tongue needs practice. Your jaw needs practice. Give it time. Just 5 minutes. That's all. 5 minutes shadowing every morning. Section 3. The 1-week challenge. Most people quit learning English because they don't see results fast enough. This method shows you results in feelings, not scores, and feelings are what keep you going. Try this for 7 nights. Same audio while you sleep, same sentences for shadowing in the morning. Track how you feel on day 1 versus day 7. You won't be fluent, but you'll notice something. Certain phrases will feel automatic. You'll catch yourself thinking in English rhythms. Small shifts, quiet confidence. If you miss a night, it's okay. This isn't a test. This is a practice. Life happens. You're not failing. You're learning to be consistent without perfection. By day 7, you're not just an English learner. You're someone who uses a method that actually works. You're someone who stopped fighting and started flowing. That's a different identity, and identity is everything. Chapter 5. Why this works when everything else failed. Section 1. The 3 reasons. You've been taught that learning English requires discipline, willpower, sacrifice. What if it just requires repetition and rest? What if effort isn't the answer, exposure is? Let me break down why this method succeeds where everything else failed. First reason, no willpower needed. Sleeping requires 0 effort. Shadowing requires 5 minutes. You're not battling motivation every day. You're not forcing yourself to sit down and study for an hour. You're letting your brain absorb English while you do what you already do, sleep. And when you wake up, 5 minutes. That's it. No guilt, no burnout, just consistency. Second reason, repetition without boredom. Hearing the same sentences while asleep doesn't feel repetitive because you're unconscious. But your brain is working. It's recognizing. It's building connections. Then, when you shadow those same sentences in the morning, they feel familiar, not new, not scary. Familiar. And familiar feels safe. Safe means your brain stays calm. Calm means learning happens. Third reason, pattern recognition over translation. You stop translating word by word, you start recognizing whole chunks of language, like music. Your brain doesn't process I am going to work as 5 separate words. It processes I'm going to work as one smooth phrase, one rhythm, one pattern. That's fluency. That's what native speakers do. And shadowing trains your brain to do the same. Apps make you memorize. This makes you absorb. There's a difference. Kaito said it best. I stopped studying English. I started living with it. That's the difference between forcing and flowing, between grinding and growing, between feeling like English is a subject you have to pass and feeling like English is a tool you can use. You've been forcing. Now you flow. Chapter 6. Who You Become. Section 1. The Quiet Transformation. The person you are today, the one who doubts their English, who hesitates before speaking, that person is temporary. The person you become through this method is calm, confident, and fluent. Not perfect, but fluent. 6 months from now, someone will ask you how you learned English. You'll smile and say, I listened while I slept. I repeated what I heard. That's it. They won't believe you, but you'll know the truth. Transformation doesn't have to be loud or hard. It can be quiet, consistent, gentle. You'll stop translating in your head. You'll stop feeling nervous before speaking. You'll stop thinking of yourself as bad at English. Those thoughts will fade, not because you became perfect, but because you became confident. Tonight, start. One audio, low volume, close your eyes. Let English become part of your sleep, your mornings, your life. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. And now you have a method that works. You've been waiting for permission. Here it is. Start tonight. Sleep with English. Wake up and echo it. Repeat. Trust the process. The quiet transformation begins now. Tomorrow morning, shadow it for 5 minutes. That's all. And if you need help finding the right audio, I'll put some beginner-friendly links in the description below. Subscribe to English Learning Radio for more methods like this, simple, science-backed, and designed for real people like you. Drop a comment and tell me, what's your biggest struggle with learning English? I'll make a video to help. Let's do this together. See you next episode. Bye-bye.